Hey everybody, one thing we haven't talked a lot about is that I have a 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trailhawk that came with a set of Goodyear Adventure Wranglers with Kevlar that have been pretty good tires, but we are 45,000 miles into those tires and it's time for some new ones. So I don't know if you guys have one of these little measuring tools, but they're really handy to be able to keep track of your depth. You guys might have heard of taking a penny, and if you see Lincoln's head, then it's time for new tires. So I actually have about 30 seconds of tread depths left. So they really say anything under 2, you should really get them replaced, but it's snowy, it's winter, we're gonna replace them a little more proactively. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna replace these with a set of Falken WILDPEAKs. So if you guys have taken a look at all-terrain tires for very long, you will have heard of the Falken WILDPEAKs, who are something of a, I'll say, a darling of the industry right now. After doing a lot of research, what you can find is these tires are known for being extremely capable. They're 3-peak mountain certified, as well as they have a increased tread depth over a number of other tires. They also are known to be fairly quiet. So in terms of capability as well as being quiet for a, I'll say, a vehicle that is mostly going to be on the road, as most of us have our daily drivers, but hey, you want to be able to do well in snow, you want to be able to get out there and do some off-roading if and when you want to. These are a pretty good option. So this is what I went with. To take a look at the tire itself, you can see a fairly aggressive sidewall, as well as the Falken WILDPEAK badging, which protrudes off the side of the tire, and I think it looks really good. And I think it looks really good on the side, on the stock size as well. And you've got that Snow Peak Mountain certification badge on the side as well. If you turn it over to the other side, you have the same protruding blocks on the side. But you do not have the protruding lettering. So I'm going to have that on the inside, and we will have the protruding lettering on the outside. And I think that'll look pretty darn good. So there aren't too many resources online that show exactly what these tires look like on a Jeep Grand Cherokee. There are some forum posts. Now the big question is, what size did I go with? This vehicle comes stock with a 265/60 R18. And I am going to stick with that. There's a lot of discussion on how a 65 will fit just fine. And I was very tempted to do that, but I didn't want to replace my spare tire. So I just went with the 60 R18 and called it a day. So we're gonna head out to Discount Tire, who's going to help me put these on, and you guys will get to take a look at what these look like.
I'm about to go off like a weapon, fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession, I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex, haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test.
All right, everybody, now you've seen what a pair of Falken WILDPEAK AT3Ws look like on a Jeep Grand Cherokee WK2, specifically the 2018 Trailhawk. And one thing that's important to note is that these are the AT3Ws as compared to the AT4Ws, which have been transitioned to over the last year. If you're lucky, you may face some AT3Ws still in stock. Otherwise, you're going to be looking at the new model, which is the AT4W, which has a very similar look, albeit I think it looks a little bit more aggressive than the 3Ws. Specifically, if you look at the sidewall with these lugs over here on the side. The AT3Ws have just had such a great reputation that I opted to go for those, and then I'll be monitoring what the 4Ws do as they take the torch going forward, albeit I think they have big shoes to fill. I've been driving these tires for a little while, and they do hold true to the quiet yet capable nature and reputation that they've earned. One thing I did have during that testing period is I did get a bolt in my front driver's side tire that I did have to get patched. Luckily, the fellows down at Discount Tire, when they do install your tire, they do free repairs. So I was able to have that patched, which was great. So I'm back on the road. If you have any questions or comments, put it down below. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.